Brother is a tank engine who lived in the big station on Beer Country Railway. He is a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler and a short stumpy dome. He works with almost all of the other engines except Fred, the splendid green engine. Brother likes whistling rudely at him. "Wake up, lazy bones, why don't you work hard like me?" And off he ran laughing. Instead of going to sleep again, Fred thought how he could get back at Brother. Meanwhile, Brother had to take a goods train to the main station. But trouble struck when he got up Fred's hill. Hold, yelled the trucks. Poor Brother tried to stop him, but he couldn't. I've got to stop, groaned Brother. Through the station, thundered disaster lay ahead. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Brother felt terrible. Fred was just about to get Brother back when Sister arrived. "Brother's in trouble," she said. "Brother in trouble," gasped Fred. "Don't worry, I'm on my way." So they put Brother on Sister's flat and Sister took him to the works. At Beer Country Shed, Brother apologized to Fred. "I'm sorry I was rude," said Brother. "I wasn't expecting so much fuss." "That's okay," replied Fred. "That's what little engines do." "I promise," said Brother. "I'll show you more respect from now on." "That's a good engine," replied Fred. Brother and Fred both smiled at each other. Brother was very careful afterwards never to be cheeky to Fred again. It was summer on Beer Country Railway. All the engines were busy carrying passengers and goods from station to station. One day, Brother took some troublesome trucks to the smelter's yard. He whistled hello to Smirk and Scuzz, but Smirk and Scuzz laughed.
Hold up, swallow.
Mocked Scuzz.
Just listen to this. Diesel's can't do everything better than Stevie's.
They sneered.
My whistle is good as your horn.
Puffed Brother crossly.
Just you wait and see.
Brother practiced loud whistling. He blew louder and louder and louder. At last he was ready to surprise Smirk and Scuzz. Later, Brother went back to the station. He rolled up behind Smirk and Scuzz, took an extra big puff and blew as loudly as he could. Smirk and Scuzz were surprised.
I told you my whistle is as good as your silly old horns.
Laughed Brother. Now that he had a super loud whistle, Brother couldn't wait to use it again. sister was cross.
That wasn't funny.
She sniffed. Brother didn't notice. He was too busy having fun. Brother saw Fire flee the bus. He took another big puff and blew. Firefly skidded all over the road. Brother, he cried crossly, you nearly caused an accident, but brother had already chuffed away. That evening, sister told brother to stop surprising his friends.
You made Firefly skid across the road and my truck stopped a ledge.
Said sister. Brother was sorry.
I won't do it again.
He wailed.
I promise.
The next day, brother was a very quiet engine indeed. He didn't use his whistle once, but as brother puffed along the countryside, he gasped a big rockfall had fallen onto the tracks. Brother heard sister. She was heading straight for the rockfall. If she did not stop in time, she would have an accident.
I must warn her.
Cried brother. Brother took the biggest puff he had ever taken, and he blew the loudest whistle he had ever blown. Sister applied her brakes just in time.
Lost my buffers.
She gasped.
Thank you, brother.
That evening, Mr. Honeycomb came to the sheds.
Well done, brother.
He boomed.
You blew your whistle at the right time and saved sister from an accident. You are a really useful engine and a safe one.
Brother was so proud, his firebox tingled. Brother uses his whistle safely now, and all his friends are glad to see him. Engines learn new words every day, including some that they should not say. Sister and Lizzie were shunting trucks in the goods yard. Lizzie helped sister shunt trucks for the other engines. They were having fun with trucks. Very tired afterwards.
Yeah, I want to clean up fetch.
Barry was Lizzie's older brother,
Yeah.
said sister. At the big station, sister began to tell Honey and brother about the trucks. She told them about the shunting and about how they got angry and upset and teased each other,
That's very interesting.
said Honey. But brother looked up.
I shunted those trucks with Barry.
He said,
Did you like them, or aren't they a little old for you?
No,
said sister.
I like them a lot. Thought they were great.
She backed away to show how great it was. Bumped into a milk tank. Milk spilled all over the tracks. Sister was about to say, oh bother, or fudge, but one of the words from the trucks popped into her funnel, and she said it real loud.
Steam Hall.
There was a pause. Honey and brother stared at her with their mouths open.
Oh,
Thought sister.
What did you say?
Gasped Honey. Mumbled sister.
I forget.
Where in the world did you get that from?
Asked brother. stammered sister, and it all came out. All about Lizzie and about finding the trucks Barry shunted and about the words sister hadn't heard before,
I see.
said brother thoughtfully.
Have to tell you, sister, that the words you heard from those trucks are not nice words. They are words that no engine should ever use at any time, but dance you and hear how interior or upset they are.
Do trucks ever use those words?
Asked sister.
The point is that nobody, not even trucks and certainly not engines, should use words like those all. They are simply not nice. Now, let's put the milk tanker back on the rails.
Later, when sister backed into the sheds, she thought of something.
Rather if those words from the trucks are not fast and why do engines and trucks use them?
Because it's an easy way to get attention. And after a while, it gets to be a habit, a bad habit. Does all that make sense?
Said brother, but sister was fast asleep.
Once upon a time in Bear Country Railway, there was a pink engine named Sister, who was brother's sister. Sometimes she can be a really useful engine, but there's a story about her in a mood. At Bearman's Sheds, Sister was backing up to her berth. Brother, Fred, and Lizzie are in the sheds too, but however, Sister was in a very bad mood. "It's not fair," she shouted. "Cinders and ashes, calm down, Sister," said Brother. "What's the matter with you? I had to pull dirty trucks instead of the mail trucks," huffed Sister. "Well, you can pull the mail trucks later," said Lizzie. "It's really important." "Well, I want to do it fast." And she blew some mud all over the engines. "Well, that was very rude," said Fred. "Just let her be," said Brother calmly. "Just let her be." Sister was so cross that she had to finish her job quickly. She just disappeared in Harry's tunnel. It wasn't long before Sister began to feel sorry that she blew steam at everyone at the sheds. It was very hard to control her feelings, but she climbs up Horace's hill. Things happen. "On! On! On!" said the truck. "I got to stop! I got to stop!" groaned Sister. She raced towards Honey. "Honey! Point!" she shouted. "Point!" shouted Honey. Sister tried to stop because the tracks were broken, but it's too late. Sister derailed and blocked the other track. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Sister derailed and blocked the tracks. "Are you okay?" cried Honey. "I'm okay. Can you explain why you were going too fast?" "I was in a bad mood with my friends and blew steam at them." "Don't worry, sis. You just feel bored at pulling trucks." "Oh, and I have a special for you." "For me?" "Yes." Sister was happy again. So Brother arrived with a breakdown train to help Sister. It was a little hard at first, but at last Sister was free. "I'm sorry I was grumpy," said Sister wisely. "That's all right, Sister," said Brother. I understand your feelings. And the two tank engines puffed away. Sister now has pink coaches, and she was very careful of herself. And she wishes she would never pull dirty trucks again. It's just for a change. After a long day working in the coal mines, Mr. Honeycomb decided it was time to give Lizzie, his loyal engine, a fresh coat of paint. Lizzie was eager to be repainted and look her best again. So, she went off to the paint shop, leaving the mines behind. Days later, Lizzie returned, shiny and new. But to her shock, she noticed something was terribly wrong. Instead of her usual number 9, she had the number 6 painted on her sides. Oh no! This can't be right. I'm number 9, not number 6. Lizzie was very upset and confused. She suspected that Too Tall, another engine known for his pranks, might have something to do with this mistake. Too Tall! What have you done this time? Mr. Honeycomb didn't waste any time. He believed Lizzie's number mix-up was Too Tall's doing, so he sent him away to the quarry to work there for a few days as punishment. But Mr. Honeycomb, I didn't do anything wrong. Too Tall's protests fell on deaf ears, and he was sent off to the dusty quarry. Lizzie, however, felt bad for Too Tall. Deep down, she wasn't sure he was responsible. Brother, do you really think Too Tall would do this? I'm not sure, Lizzie. Maybe we should investigate further. Lizzie and Brother decided to investigate. They returned to the paint shop to find out what really happened. Excuse me, painter. Could you tell me who painted me last week? That would be me, Lizzie. I'm terribly sorry, but I might have made a mistake. You see, the number template got flipped, and I ended up painting a 6 instead of a 9. It was an honest mistake. Lizzie sighed in relief. It wasn't Too Tall after all. She quickly reported back to Mr. Honeycomb with the news. Sir, it wasn't Too Tall. It was a mistake by the painter. He accidentally painted the wrong number on me. Oh dear, I've made a terrible mistake. I'll have to make it right. Mr. Honeycomb immediately called Too Tall back from the quarry. Too Tall, I'm sorry for accusing you. It seems it was all a mix-up at the paint shop. Thank you, Lizzie, for clearing my name. I appreciate it. The painter apologized to Lizzie and quickly repainted her with the correct number 9. I'm so sorry for the mix-up, Lizzie. Here's your number 9, just as it should be. Lizzie was happy to have her correct number back, and Too Tall was relieved to be back from the quarry, thanks to Lizzie's efforts to prove his innocence. Welcome back, Too Tall. We're glad to have you back. And so, life returned to normal at the coal mines. Mr. Honeycomb had learned an important lesson about jumping to conclusions, and Lizzie, Too Tall, Brother, and Ben continued to work together, their friendship stronger than ever. In the bustling world of Bear Country Railway, Brother has his own branch line to keep in top shape. Brother was no exception. But one day, renovations on his branch line caused him to arrive late at the station. Feeling the pressure of being tardy, Brother decided to take matters into his own wheels and find a shortcut to the station. "I'll find a faster route, just you wait." And so, Brother embarked on his shortcut adventure, eager to shave off precious minutes from his journey. At first, the shortcut proved successful, and Brother arrived at the station with time to spare. However, as the summer heat intensified, the tracks on Brother's shortcut began to warp and bend, creating dangerous conditions. "Oh no! The tracks are bending! I need to slow down!" But it was too late. Brother crashed, his wheels slipping on the deformed rails. After a trip to the works for repairs, Brother faced a stern reprimand from Mr. Honeycomb. "Brother, you must pay attention to the condition of the line. Taking shortcuts without proper consideration can lead to disaster." Brother felt chastised, but he explained his intentions to Mr. Honeycomb, who listened with a mixture of understanding and concern. "I understand your eagerness to be punctual, Brother, but safety must always come first. Besides, the renovations on your branch line are almost complete." True to Mr. Honeycomb's words, the renovations on Brother's branch line were finished just a few days later, providing him with a safe and reliable route once again. Brother learned his lesson well. Though he still occasionally used the shortcut, he did so with much greater caution, especially during the scorching summer months. And so, Brother continued his journeys, wiser and more mindful of the tracks beneath his wheels, with the support of his fellow engines like Horace, Ben, and Firefly the bus.
In the bustling world of Bear Country Railway, an exciting event was about to unfold.
Guess what? I've been chosen to collect a super important train of perishable goods from the mainland.
Oh, really? You?
Yes, me. What's wrong with that?
You have a way of losing track of food trains.
Okay, fine. I admit I've had a few accidents, but I'm determined to be careful this time.
As Sister proudly pulled onto the loading dock, her eyes widened in amazement.
Wow, this is huge.
Yes, sister. This train carries fresh fruit and vegetables for the entire city. It's essential that these goods reach their destination on time.
I won't let you down.
With a mighty puff, Sister departed on her mission. However, as she trundled along the tracks, disaster struck.
Yank! Brother, watch out.
Brother collided with Sister's goods train, sending crates of apples, bananas, and strawberries flying everywhere.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, sister.
I can't believe this.
As the dust settled, Sister and Brother realized the magnitude of the accident.
What are we going to do? The railway is counting on us.
I know. Let's use my power mover to quickly clean up the mess and get the goods back on track.
With brother's help, sister was able to gather the scattered produce and reload it onto her train. Back on schedule, sister arrived at her destination just in time.
Thank you, sister. You did it.
I couldn't have done it without brother's help.
No problem, sister. Just remember, even with a bumpy ride, we can always find a way to deliver the goods on time.
And so, the day ended with a lesson learned and a railway full of fresh, delicious produce. In the world of engines, there lived 3 very different engines: brother, sister, and Too Tall. Brother and sister were siblings, but they were complete opposites. Brother was big, strong, and rough, while sister was small, pretty, and gentle. Too Tall was the tallest of the trio, and was always getting into trouble. One day, Too Tall and his 2 pals, Smirk and Scuzz, were shunting trucks at the yard.
This is fun.
Yes, let's go faster.
But they were going too fast, and one of the trucks bumped into Sister. Sister's buffer beam was damaged, and she was very upset.
Oh no, my buffer beam.
Don't worry, sister. I'll get you to the works.
Brother took sister to the works, and the workmen quickly fixed her buffer beam. But when sister came out of the works, she had a completely different buffer beam.
Wow, this is beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
Brother was jealous of sister's new buffer beam.
I wish I had a buffer beam like that.
Later that day, brother was shunting trucks down Horace, his hill.
Come on, trucks, push me.
But brother was going too fast, and he crashed. Brother's buffer beam was only slightly dented, but he was very upset.
Oh no, my buffer beam.
What happened, brother?
I crashed, sir.
Well, that's not very clever, is it? You were being reckless.
Mr. Honeycomb scolded brother and sent him to the works to be mended. So, brother learned his lesson, and he never boasted about his buffer beam again. And sister was happy to have her new buffer beam, which she showed off to all her friends.